As you know, the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh today is 282 years since his passing, almost 300 years. And the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, not a lot of Chachamim are called Kedoshim. Very few. There's the Shlach Kadosh, there is other Chachamim that are called Kedoshim, but very few of them. One of them was Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh. And it's unbelievable, the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, Rabbi Chaim ben Attar, lived in Morocco. And yet, all these Sefarim and his Ferushim were accepted and grabbed by all the different types of Jews. Ashkenaz, Sephardim, Hasidim, Litaim, everybody learns Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh. And it's something that is not common either. There is a famous story about Rabbi Yisrael Misalant, that he was Sudah Shlishit. And at the moment of Sudah Shlishit, Rabbi Yisrael Misalant stops, and then he says, he takes down his head, and he says, Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh passed away. Now, Rabbi Yisrael Misalant was in Europe. There was no WhatsApp. Was on Shabbat also. Right? Motzai Shabbat, until the news got there, I don't know, maybe it took even more than Motzai Shabbat. Throughout the week, they realized, yes, Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh passed away during Shabbat. So they asked the rabbi, how it's possible? And he said that in every generation, it's known that there is Lamed Vav Tzadikim. Not Rabbi Yisrael Misalant, the Baal Shem Tov, Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov. And he said, every generation there is Lamed Vav Tzadikim. Says the Baal Shem Tov. But out of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim, there is one tzaddik that he gets a special he'ara, a special koach, spiritual koach, and that tzaddik, it's only one. And then suddenly I felt that this kedusha was not anymore in the world by that area, and I understood the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh passed away. So here, Rabbi, we understand the greatness of the rabbi, the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, and so I believe whoever is able, besides lighting a candle today and praying in his zechut, besides that, and it's very recommended, especially now Shabbat, to open up the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh and to learn one perush with the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh on the parasha. No, I saw an interesting story about Rav Hillel Schlesinger, Zechet Tzadik Livracha. Rav Hillel Schlesinger couldn't have children, and the doctor told him, if I will get hairs in my palm, in my hand, okay, it's not possible, right? So there is no way that you will have kids. Rav Hillel Schlesinger went to the kever of the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, and he cried and he begged. And that year, he got a son. That year. This son was Rav Moshe Halberstam. Rav Moshe Halberstam was one of the Haverim of the Badat Ha'edah Charidit, one of the greatest Talmidei Chachamim of the generation. He also passed away. And there was the son that was born because of that zechut. Anyway, it was actually his grandson, Rav Moshe Halberstam. Anyway, I want to share with you a short idea about the parasha. You're going to obviously share it at the Shabbat table. There is an interesting question when it comes to Bil'am HaRasha. Hard to understand. Bil'am HaRasha, the Torah tells us the whole story about the donkey and Bil'am. Bil'am is traveling, finally, to curse Am Yisrael. He grabs his donkey, and 3 different moments the donkey is moving from the regular path, and Bilam's reaction was hitting the donkey. If you remember, the last time that he hit the donkey was when he was in a certain road where in one side there is a not a fence, a wall, right? And the other side was a valley. And the donkey sees the angel, and the donkey tries to move to the side. By moving to the side, he smashed the leg of Bilam, right, to the wall. And Bilam hits the donkey. At that moment, Borei Olam opens up the mouth of the donkey. Chazal is saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created certain things on Erev Shabbat Ben Hashmashot, in the creation of the world. He created certain things on Friday after Shekiah, in between Shekiah and Tzedek Kochavim. One of the things that Borei Olam created on Erev Shabbat Ben Hashmashot was Pi Ha'aton, the mouth of the donkey. Now, Rabbi, I want to understand what's happening over here. The donkey, what did he spoke? So he says to Bilam, why are you hitting me? And Bilam says to him, if I had a sword, I was killing you, not hitting you. And then he said, what? Did I ever did something wrong to you? Then Borei Olam opened up the eyes of Bilam, and I'm telling you the order in the Pesukim. He opens up the eyes of Bilam. He sees the angel, and the whole story with the angel happened. The angel says to him, you go with the conditions. And that's it. Let me ask you a simple question. If you, Borei Olam, want to give a message to Bilam, why in the world you have to do such a crazy and unnormal miracle? Gotta create a special miracle called Pi Ha'aton already at the creation of the world, to wait so many generations until finally it will be used. For what purpose? For what purpose? For nothing, actually. Just to have Bilam opening up his eyes, seeing the angel, and the angel will tell him what to do. It's not too crazy. I heard a fantastic Perush. And again, there is many Perushim by Chazal, but there is a beautiful Perush that I heard, that I saw. And it goes like this. Unfortunately, nowadays, when a person can be, for example, married, and then suddenly he sees, and I'm talking to men, so I'm saying about a woman, but it can be also the other way around. Suddenly it can be that your wife, you see and you feel that she's not acting like always. So something strange over here. Now, the same thing can be the other way around. The wife feels that the husband is not acting the same way, and is, suddenly much more serious and much more tough, and or it can be with the kid. The kid was such a sweet boy, such a motek, and then he's growing up, and he's saying, "What's wrong over here? What's wrong? That was not part of my plans. I was planning already to have the future Gadol Ador, and then I don't know. I feel him like it's not." You know what the miracle of the donkey comes to teach us? It's unbelievable. I say purposely the order. I don't know if you guys realize. Only at the moment that the donkey tells Bilam, did I ever did to you something wrong before? And then the reaction of Bilam was, no. At the second that Bilam said no, at that moment, Borei Olam opened up the eyes of Bilam. What happened over here? Bilam was sure that he knows what he's doing. He actually said to the donkey, if I had a sword, I will kill you. Why in the world are you going against my will? And then the donkey didn't even answer him back. He just asked him a simple question. Did I ever did this to you before? No. So if I'm doing this to you now, understand that it might be a reason by you, might be a reason because of you, connected to you, that I'm acting this way. At the second that Bilam needed to answer, you're right. No, you never did something wrong to me. His ga'avan, came down, then Borei Olam opened up his eyes and he was able to see. My dear friends, unfortunately, when it comes to our family, it's the same exact thing. Not only family, it could be in your business, with your partner, with somebody in the community. A person has the feeling that he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. And then, if there is something weird by the other one is wrong. It's obvious. But what happened is that if you will take down a little bit your ego, you'll be able to find that the changes that are happening around you, it's actually because of the way how you act to them. Things are not happening automatically, suddenly, out of the blue moon. No. Things are happening, and the reason why it's happening is most likely because of our behavior. And that's the message that Borei Olam wanted to give, not to Bil'am, to us. To make such a huge noise of creating such a crazy miracle. To give us a warning to realize that whenever you see something wrong, you should look at yourself first. It's an unbelievable Musar skill that we should take from this week's parasha. Bil'am, at the end of the story, we all know what happened. But you want to hear something crazy? Chazal is saying, all the curses, all the berachot that Bil'am said, Chazal is saying, they ended up being a curse. Besides one. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. The beracha of Matovu ohalecha Yaakov is the beracha about the Batei Knesiot or Batei Midrashot, says Rashi. That we have the zechut of having places of Torah. When Am Yisrael is attached to Torah, then there is no curse, there is no negativity. When a person really tries to apply whatever he's learning, really puts a little bit of an effort to come to learn every single day, you will see how this attitude of the learning is going to change your personality, and then all the rest of the people around you are going to act completely different. So we pray and we beg to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, especially in these moments that, we're not realizing. We are in America, we don't really know what's happening in Eretz Israel. We hear, we see, but things are not easy. Things are not easy. And we hear every day, unfortunately, throughout this week, how many soldiers have lost their lives. In Hebrew, it's called not to be sha'anan, not to be like relaxed. Okay, another news, kapara, and you move on. Let's take it upon ourselves that the beracha of Bil'am, of Matovu Alecha Yaakov, will actually apply to us. But dedicating an extra time of our day to learning. And then in the zechut of the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will protect all of Am Yisrael. He should give and bring to all of us the גאולה שלמה ברחמים, אמן כן יהי רצון. רבי יוחנן בן אלישע אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך. כי דבר להם תורה מצוות שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו,